Hello and welcome back to Ross Taylor Woodworks. This time we're going to do a little behind the scenes video. A few months ago I made a swing arm camera mount that swings out over the bench, and it needs a few improvements. For one thing, it was sagging down a little bit. I didn't have a proper hinge here into the wall. It was hanging down a little bit like this. So I'm going to make a few improvements to it, and we'll cover that in this video. The first improvement was to add a brace here, so I can get two hinges. Just had a single hinge before, and it didn't have quite enough support. And the next improvement is going to be to, okay, it was mounted like this before, so I had difficulty walking underneath it. So I'm going to just raise it up high enough to walk underneath and make an L come down and over. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is going to sit it up roughly where it was before, and then just measure the height off the bench. It was a pretty good height before. So it's about 21 inches off the bench. So when I raise it up, I'll know where to make the drop L. Have it come out at the same height here. Okay, the first thing is to move this mounting block upward. I've marked the height on the wall here where I want the block. So I'm just going to simply raise that up. Just make sure it's plumb. Okay, there we go. Now when I mount that at that height, I'll be able to walk underneath. Originally just had this single hinge and it didn't quite have enough support. The screws were kind of pulling, loosening up. So what I'm going to do is I found this strap hinge in my spare parts bin. I'm going to use two hinges here, and that should give it enough support. I've got the hinges mounted, and I'm just put a couple screws in for right now to test it out. It seems to work perfectly. And I can easily walk underneath it. Okay, I've done some measuring and figured out the height of my drop 2x4, and doing some figuring, make sure it won't interfere with the camera mount. Now I marked right here, and I'm going to square that off and cut this 2x4, and this will drop straight down to here. Okay, cut that 2x4. I'm just going to drop it straight down, and made my drop piece so the arm will still be the same length out from the wall. So this just dropped straight down. Now I'm just going to take some gusset plates and attach all this with gusset plates. And make sure everything's square. So just take a little glue. I'm just going to use a small amount of glue. In case I ever want to take this apart, it'll be easy to pry the gussets off. Just make sure this is square. Do the same thing here. Okay, and I'm going to flip this over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm just going to nail it for right now. Later on I could add some screws to it if it needs to be reinforced. Now I'm just going to get off all these sharp corners. Okay, I've got it mounted back up and works perfectly. Now, before I had this brace, I needed a diagonal brace on it. So this was mounted on top before. So I just moved that to the bottom. And I have a 2x4 screwed to the wall here. But I would just simply screw that, the other end of the brace, in place where I want the mount to stay firmly in place. Okay, when I'm not using the mount, I can just swing it against the wall, and I have an angle brace right here. I can slide it right over that angle brace, and it's stored out of the way. The camera mount I built, I originally started with the iPad. I made a frame for the iPad and mounted it to an old tripod swivel. Now I'm using the cell phone to film with, so I made an adapter for the cell phone. So the cell phone just slides in this little slot right here.